Coaching is one of the best ways to develop the people around you. That, I think, is beyond a doubt. However, I would go further. I would say that for a project manager, coaching is the best way to develop the people around you. So in this video, I'm going to share some basic ideas about how to coach your project team colleagues. At the heart of performance coaching are two critical concepts: awareness and responsibility. Let's start with awareness. Your job as a coach is to evoke the highest quality of awareness in the person you're coaching. Awareness of what it is that they are really trying to achieve. Whether you're trying to help them to address underperformance, or to maintain high levels of performance, to exceed expectations, or to solve problems. The more clearly they can see exactly what it is they're trying to do, then the more precisely they'll be able to solve their problems. And the other challenge in awareness is making sure that people are fully aware of the situation that they are trying to address. Do they understand the subtleties of what is going on and the correct interpretation of how their behaviours, their choices, their actions affect the outcomes that they get? The second component is responsibility. As a coach, a big part of your job is to help the person that you're coaching take responsibility for their actions. And this starts with helping them to understand what choices they have and the impact of those choices, and then making a plan and determining how they will act so that they can get the results they want and progress in their careers. As you'd expect, there are a great number of coaching models, but perhaps the best known is the GROW model. And the GROW model was originally developed by Graham Alexander, but it became best known in the hands of Sir John Whitmore, who taught it to many thousands of people, including myself, and documented it in his best-selling multi-edition book, Coaching for Performance. As Whitmore expresses it in his book, GROW model is based on a simple acronym: GROW Me. And GROW Me stands for goal, reality, options, will, monitor, and evaluate. But before we look at the stages of the GROW model, I do want to inject one other component. I said that coaching is founded on two principles: creating high quality awareness of what is going on and evoking a sense of responsibility to act appropriately. But there are also two really valuable skills that a coach needs: the skill of asking great questions and the skill of sitting and listening to the answers without interrupting the flow of the person's thoughts whom you're coaching. And the first set of questions are about goal setting. The G of GROW stands for goal. And the first thing we do in the GROW model of coaching is to help the person that we're supporting to articulate a clear goal. What is it that they want? And how will they know they've got it? And when and where do they want it? The clearer they can be about what it is that they are setting out to do, then the more effectively they can focus their understanding of the situation and select appropriate options. Great questions to ask include things like: what's most important to you? How would you measure success? What difference do you want to make? And if you achieve your goal, what would be the consequences? Investing plenty of time in setting the right goal, just as in project management, will repay dividends when you try to find the solution, because you'll be looking for solutions to exactly the right problem. Once you have a clear goal, the R of GROW stands for reality. At this stage, you are helping the person you're coaching to have a clear, precise and accurate understanding of what is going on, the causes, the effects, the patterns. If they're problem solving, what is the problem? And what are the characteristics of the problem? Ask them questions that will create the highest possible level of awareness and understanding of the true reality of the problem. Help them to see beneath the surface. Help them to get past simplistic understandings and interpretations to what's really going on. If goal setting represents the end point of the coaching process, reality represents the starting point, where the learner is starting from. Consequently, if you spend a lot of time creating really high quality awareness about the goal and about reality, sometimes the rest of the coaching process goes really quickly because a light bulb will go on, a switch will flick, and they will know the solution without having to go through the later parts of the process. So what are the sorts of questions that you can ask during the reality stage of the grow model to create that high quality awareness that you want? Ask questions like, what has happened? What resources do you have available to you? What have you tried already? Who else is involved? What are the risks? What's happening that you aren't yet aware of? What do you need to study in more detail to get a better understanding? The deeper the questions you ask, the deeper the understanding you'll help to create. For a project manager, you will recognize the goal and reality stages of the grow model as being like the definition stage of a project. Delivering the project is about solving the problem, and that's when we move to options. And the option stage is all about helping the person that's learning to find as many possible options as they can for solving their problem, moving forward, improving their performance, getting to the next level, or whatever it is that their goal represents. Because the more options they have, the more choices they have, and the more choices they have, the more likely they are to succeed. And remember that all the options that they generate may not be mutually exclusive with one another. It may be possible to craft a solution or a process or a number of steps based on multiple options. Do not let them off easily on this. The most useful single question you have during the option identification stage is, what else could you do? And I find it helpful to split the option stage into two distinct parts. The first is about identifying as many options as possible uncritically. And you as coach will note them down as the ideas flow. And of course, it's not your job as coach to inject ideas in. It's merely your job to ask questions to help that person find as many ideas as they can. And only when you are satisfied that they really have no other options that they can identify do you move to the second part of the option stage, which is to take the options and to evaluate them critically. What are the strengths of the options? What are the weaknesses? What opportunities do they throw up? And what risks do they present? Your job here is to make sure they carry out a full and thorough analysis of the options so that they can then move on to identify which ones they want to pursue and in what sequence. And of course, as project managers, we know that in evaluating the options, there are always going to be a number of classic questions to ask. Like, what's the value of this option? What's the cost of this option? What does this option do in terms of delivery schedule? How does this option perform in terms of quality or delivering all or part of what it is you want to achieve? The time, cost, quality, and scope constraints will be useful to you as a project manager who is coaching people around you. And of course, remember that as a coach, it isn't your job to suggest which options are best and which options are not. You do not care which option they select. What you care about is that the options they select are ones that they can commit to, the ones that they believe are right for them. And with the word commit, we move to the final stage of the grow part of the grow model, will. And this is where coaching gets really tough, because your job here is to nail down a plan and to secure the commitment to what they will do. It's about making sure they take complete responsibility for the plan they create and the options they've selected. As a result, great questions during the will stage include things like, when will you do this? What could get in the way? On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to this? And if the answer isn't 9 or 10, what would you need to increase your level of commitment to be more confident that you will do this? The will stage is about understanding any hidden barriers and unlocking them. Many people believe that the grow model is simply the 4 steps of goal, reality, options, and will, but they're wrong, because the true model is grow me. Your job as a coach doesn't end when they give you a firm commitment to act on the options they've identified, because there is a continuing role to help them to monitor and evaluate the things that they're doing and the effects that they're having. And this is another round of coaching, another round of understanding the reality of what they've done and the impacts they're having, and then as a consequence, setting new goals, and from that new reality, identifying new options and creating an additional will to go forward and improve further. The coaching process is a phenomenal way to help people to develop in the workplace. As a project manager, I truly believe that you should be coaching the people around you. Sometimes, quickly, on a day-to-day basis, when they come to you with a question or a problem. Rather than solve it for them, ask them some good quality questions, set a goal, understand reality, determine the option they think is right, and commit to doing it, but also to take time out for longer coaching sessions, which will help to develop as professionals to move forward their careers. Please do give a thumbs up if you like this video. There'll be loads more great project management videos to come, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of them. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.